I'll have them set up. A lot of guys, when they first take a pec deck open, they'll start things here, and then they'll set themselves into their power position, which is hunched, because that's where you have, this is where I can hold the whole stack here and sit here all day and hold this thing, because I have leverage on it. But as soon as I do this, I've lost it, right? So a lot of guys will be here, and you'll see them open up, and then like shoulders are up in their ears, and then they're squeezing into here. So they're still getting range, because yes, it's opening, but the chest is still flat. So we're still coming through on the shoulder, and we're getting pec at the end. So you see these guys doing like tons of weight at your gym or wherever you might be, and they're muscling through the whole pec deck, and you're like, Jesus Christ, how do they do that? It's because they just discovered a mechanical advantage and able to just move on weight. Not that there's like anything wrong with that, but it's going to develop an uneven chest. So we're not going to stimulate all areas of the chest. We're just going to hit outer. We're going to hit a lot of front delt. And you'll see those guys when they stand up, they'll be here and they'll have a caved in mid chest and lower chest, but they're very big here, right? And they have like very little mobility when it comes to here, and they can't open up their chest, right? The idea is to reinforce the opening up of the sternum to have the chest sit where we want it. So we're going to start here like we're in a relaxed position. So all the weight's on my hands right now. If I took this handle away and I was still leaning like this, I would literally fall out of the seat. That's how much weight I have in my hands. So I'm squeezing my back together, and I'm holding that weight on my hands as wherever I feel like I can relax my shoulder and keep my chest up. So when I squeeze that back, I'm going to sit back and just open up. So I'm in a relaxed position here. My head is forward so that I'm moving. When I move, it's through my hands. So I'm going to be here when I go to move. So my elbows lower, tucked in, moving with my lat, and I'm throwing hands. Throw hands around. So when I come up through it, it's here. So I'm leaving that shoulder behind for the most part, and I'm lifting up through. So I'm lifting up that rib cage and squeezing through around on my hands. So I'm grabbing pec and sending it in to the middle. So we don't want to get into this whole habit of being here and then flexing in. And guys lean in and they squeeze, right? So the more we can get the sternum to be open all the time, the more elevation we get in your chest, right? So we get more projection from the side. The more that this moves, the higher the sternum can sit, we get bigger chest. Because when it comes down to it, your pec, the size of your pec doesn't make the size of your chest. Because you can have a very shallow, narrow chest with big pecs and they just sit there, or you can be wide open, right? Like Arnold. Arnold had a big chest, but it's because when he was to the side, he had this huge projection of his sternum and his rib cage, right? So that's what we're trying to go for on all these movements, is like sternum projection and opening up.